Hey everyone, and welcome. Let's talk about something I think we all feel deep down, this crazy pressure to succeed, and to do it like yesterday. But what if that exact pressure, that need to win right now, is actually the very thing that's sabotaging us? Well, a brilliant sports commentator put a name to this feeling, and honestly, it might just change the way you see everything. And here it is, this quote from the legendary Harsha Bhogle just hits the nail on the head. He calls it a trap, this obsession we have with the outcome. And you know what? It's a trap we fall into every single day, most of the time without even noticing. So what does that trap even look like in our day-to-day lives? I mean, come on, who hasn't done this? You put something out there, a photo, an idea, anything, and then it begins. The constant refreshing. Refresh, refresh, refresh. We're just starved for that instant feedback, that immediate result. It seems like a small thing, right? But it's a perfect snapshot of a much bigger issue, our constant, anxious need for instant gratification in pretty much everything we do. And make no mistake, this isn't harmless. This constant chase for good outcomes forces us to put on a show. We create this highlight reel of a perfect life, pretending everything's amazing. But behind the scenes, we're incredibly stressed out. We feel like we're living a lie. And as Bogle points out, this can have serious consequences for our mental health, even leading to things like depression. This obsession, it's really costing us. Okay, so if this is such a huge problem, why is it so hard to stop? Well, a lot of it boils down to one simple thing. We are terrified of failure. But here's the interesting part. The people who are the absolute best in their fields, the true greats, they have a totally different relationship with failure. Let's dig into that. Just think about it. Pick a legend, any legend. Michael Jordan, Roger Federer, or in the world of cricket, a guy like Rahul Dravid. These names are basically synonyms for success, for winning. But if you actually look at their careers, they failed. A lot. Constantly. So why are we so paralyzed by the fear of failing when our own heroes clearly weren't? Okay, look at these numbers. This is for Rahul Dravid, a cricketer nicknamed the Wall because he was so dependable. He went out to bat for his country 604 times. But get this. Out of those 604 times, he failed to score a half-century 410 times. That is a failure rate of 68%. 68! This just proves it, right? Greatness isn't about never failing. It's about how you endure it and keep showing up. Which leads us to this really wild, kind of paradoxical idea. The less you're afraid of failing, the more you actually win. It's this huge mental flip. And Harsha Bhogle has this amazing personal story that shows you exactly how this plays out in the real world. You've got to hear this. This is a story from Harsha Bhogle himself, and it's about two huge moments in his life where his mindset was completely different. And, as you'll see, so were the results. So check this out. On one hand, you've got this tough engineering exam. For him, it was just, one possible path. He wasn't banking everything on it. He was totally relaxed, not worried about the result. Then, on the other hand, you have an interview for his absolute dream job at an ad agency. He wanted it so badly. It was, in his mind, the only job he ever wanted. Total obsession with the outcome. You see the difference? And the results were just incredible. That exam he was so chill about, he ended up scoring higher than his friends who were, by his own admission, way smarter. His detachment led to success, but that dream job interview, his obsession completely choked him. He gave what he calls the single worst interview of his life. He only got the job by some miracle. It's the perfect example of how wanting something too much can actually be the thing that stops you from getting it. So this is what we're talking about. This is outcome obsession. It's when you're so laser focused on the prize at the end that you completely forget about the steps you need to take to get there. It's like staring at the finish line so hard you forget to actually run the race. And what happens? You almost always underperform. All right, so we've diagnosed the problem. We've seen just how damaging it can be. So what's the fix? Well, this is where Bhogle gives us this really beautiful and powerful metaphor. A new way to think about our lives, our careers, everything. Think about it this way. Are you living a T20 life? That's the short, explosive, all-or-nothing game. It's high stress. It demands you get it right now, and one mistake feels like it's all over. Or, are you living a test match life? This is the long game. It goes on for days. It understands that you'll have good moments and bad ones. It doesn't ask for perfection. It rewards patience, endurance, and strategy. It knows there's always a chance to come back. And that's where this number comes in, 2. Why 2? Because in Test cricket, you get 2 innings. You always get a second chance. Life is not a one-shot deal. It gives you another opportunity to learn from what went wrong and go again. Embracing this idea is how you escape that T20 trap. Okay, so if life is a test match, how do you play it? What's the strategy? Well, it all comes down to one core skill, an idea that sounds simple but is actually incredibly powerful. It's the art of just hanging in. This right here, this is the mindset. Hanging in isn't passive. It's not just sitting around and waiting. It's an active, almost defiant choice. It's you saying, yeah, things are tough right now. I'm struggling, but you are not getting me out. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to endure this because I know this tough patch won't last forever. And here's the game plan. It's so simple. First, you just have to be honest. Yep, the conditions suck right now. Then you change your goal. You're not trying to be the hero. Your new job is just to survive. Don't give up your spot, just stay in the game. And then you wait. You wait patiently with the belief that things will get easier. And when they do, you'll still be there, ready to go. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This idea of patience and endurance sounds a little old-fashioned, right? An uncle thing, like Bhogle says. But in our world, this T20 world that's obsessed with overnight success, the ability to play the long game isn't outdated at all. It's a massive strategic advantage. It's a superpower. So we want to leave you with this question. Just think about your life right now, your career, a project you're working on, some challenge you're facing. In a culture that's yelling at you to quit and move on if you don't see results immediately, maybe it's time to realize that hanging in there is actually the coolest, most powerful move you can make.